Hello everyone, NeoRox87 here. Today we'll be doing another Wheel of Fortune board game review, and today we'll be doing the 20th Anniversary Edition. This was released in 2002 by Pressman Toys, who was, I don't want to say the original maker of Wheel of Fortune games, but they were probably the most well-known back in the 80s and 90s. So the first edition they released after they got their rights back in 2002. So, take a look inside. Let's see what we got here. Classic style puzzle board, just like their original versions. We got our favorite puzzle board border. Similar to what they had used in the 80s and 90s, but a little more modern. Let's see. Of course, the classic letter frequency chart and solutions. Used letter board. Their modernized version of the wheel, which I believe this was the first Wheel of Fortune board game to use a TV show accurate wheel. I'm 99.9% sure on that. Here, this is obviously a little outdated nowadays, and for our top dollar value, we do have $5,000. And the wheels changed a little bit since then, but we'll get into that later. Let's see, we got our puzzles. Gotta have them. We have our play money here. There you go. Let's see, puzzle board legs, and of course our free spins. One thing that Pressman started doing, starting with this game, is the use of TV show accurate free spins here. Let's see if I can get some of these here. Here you go. Prior to this, sorry about that. Prior to this, they had used kind of their own version of the free spin. But starting with this one, this game and all the games after that, with the exception of the Disney editions, have used TV show accurate free spins. The only other exception besides the Disney edition is the Simpsons edition, which used the yellow versions of this one. So that's that. So I'll set up the puzzle board here. Like I said, this was the first edition Pressman made in 2002 after getting their rights back. They had previously lost their rights. I guess lost the rights probably isn't the best way to put it, but didn't have the rights anymore, I guess you could say, in 1991 after they had done their 5th standard edition, which I do have, by the way. I've had that one ever since I can remember. So move some of that stuff over there for now. And after that, Tyco took over the production of the Wheel of Fortune board games for a while. So, a couple of things that Pressman started doing, starting with this edition, is some changes that have lasted through most of the current editions that Pressman's been doing since then. And one of them is the use of a now blue puzzle board. There we go. Such as this one. I got this board game in October of 2010, and it was pretty much, everything was in pretty much new condition when I got it, although It was shrink wrapped, but I don't think it was the original shrink wrap on it that was on it. It got pretty beat up on in delivery here to my house. The box does have some damage to it. Some people, when you buy stuff on eBay, they like to just wrap it in their boxes in bubble wrap, and then cover it in like brown paper, kind of wrapping it like a Christmas present. And sometimes they get thrown around, and a box like this, I don't know if you guys, yeah, you guys can see that. This box is pretty flimsy, so it got some damage to it. The crayon that comes with it was kind of bouncing around inside, and there's black marks all over inside the box now, but oh well, it's no big deal. So at the end of this video, I'm going to show you a comparison to how Pressman makes this version of their Wheel of Fortune games compared to their originals from the 80s and 90s. I guess you could add that in there. The puzzles in this one, well, obviously they contain more modern people, places, and things and stuff like that. Also, I found a couple of the modern categories in here, but not many. I didn't really look that hard through the puzzles. But I do have a couple of... Alright, here we go, guys. Our first puzzle here is on the map. This was, I think, a pretty new category at the time this came out. 2002, kind of to distinguish itself from place, you know, so. Alright, guys. Alright, you got the whole puzzle in camera view, I think. Okay, that's a lie. There we go. R, S, T, L, N, and E. Alright, we'll pick 3 consonants and a vowel. Let's go with a C, a P, an F, and we'll go with A. You guys are going to get this one right away. Alright, I'd give you 10 seconds, but I don't think you guys really need this. The answer would be Paris, France. So that's just one of the more modern categories I added to this version. I also found, what other category did I find here? On the map, I found around the house too. Saw one of them in the pad of puzzles. It still contains the classics, you know, like same name before and after and all that fun stuff. But I'm going to show you guys one that I don't think has ever been seen on the show. If it was, I don't remember it. Alright guys, here we go. Take a look at that. Movies, TV, and books. I guess nowadays that would probably be considered what? Showbiz, maybe? Although sometimes they, I guess, jump a little ahead to the future. I think they kind of split those up. Like movie title, book title, title and author, and stuff like that. But anyway, very short puzzle here. I'm just going to reveal it for you. Not waste any time here. So that's that. Like I said, I have no idea if they actually use that category on the show or not, but that's how it is. So let's take a look at our wheel here. Following Pressman's classic versions, we still have a free spin space, although it's displayed a little differently now, more just the free spin token sitting on there. And we also have, like I mentioned earlier, $5,000 is the top dollar value, which I'm not sure if that's really the best thing for a board game like this to have. I'm sure the instruction book says, you know, like there's like 4 rounds or whatever. But other than that, it's very show accurate to the time. Which, as far as I know, this is still the same wheel that they use for all of their versions to the present version that they did. So it wouldn't hurt for them to update that to at least something similar to what they have now. Like they could go to like the wheel from season 26 and 27. You know, they could incorporate the free play into the modern games now, but doesn't look like that they have any intentions of doing that. So that's that. Let's see, I covered the free spins. Let's take a look at the money here. We have $1,000. We have $400. We have $200. And we have $50. One thing I have not been a big fan of with the modern Pressman edition games here is the fact that they only give you 10 $1,000 bills for this entire game. And they do give you a lot of $400 bills here. What bugs me is with the $1,000 bills is you only get 10 pieces of that, and you have a $5,000 space on the wheel for the top dollar value. So someone gets like in this puzzle here, 2 R's. Well, there goes all 10 of those right there. 2 R's, $5,000, $10,000 right there. So it does kind of take after their original versions of all the money and just about everything else for that matter. So oh hey, there's one more I forgot. It kind of got stuck here, and that's the $100 bills. So those are there too. I kind of missed that. Still have our 50s. Let's see. Yeah, I think they did these in Clarendon font. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to show you guys in just a minute a comparison of everything compared to an original Pressman edition. Yeah, that's definitely Clarendon. In fact, it's probably more obvious. Yep, that's Clarendon. The 2 has a little squiggly line under at the bottom of that. So give me a minute, guys. I'll be right back, and I'll show you guys a comparison of everything. Stand by. Alright guys, here we go. So first I'll start with the puzzle boards. There's an original, or that's not the original, that's the 2002 version. And over here is an original 1985 version. As you can see, they went right back to their version of the, what do they call it? The conceal and reveal puzzle board. And even this version uses the classic puzzle board legs. Later editions, I think the one in 2004 that they did, started using a different version of them and stuff. The whole puzzle board itself is pretty much the same on all the versions after that, but there's ever so slightly differences in them in different places. So to compare money here, we have let's see, this is the 2002 version. The 50s, the 100s, 200s, 400s, and the 1000s. Over here we have the 80s versions, which are 50, 100, 200, and 500. And just to do a comparison of them side by side really quick. Whoa, I need to zoom out there. This is the 2002 version with, that's definitely Clarendon font right there. And I'll show you the $200 from the 80s version. There you go. And that is definitely Chesterfield font. So that's the comparison of the money. Next I'll do the wheel. That's the modern version, very show accurate. And then here's one of their originals with the more 80s round 1 version with some modified things, which I really, there's a couple of them I'm not too happy with, but what do you do? So a quick overview of used letterboards here. Now that you're thinking, boy, that thing is huge for a used letterboard, and I'm not going to disagree with you. It is huge. This one is more like what am I trying to say here? A dry erase board. A dry erase marker will work on this thing without a problem. I don't know if they used this in the deluxe edition. I don't think they did. The 80s deluxe editions. Could be wrong. But after the first edition, they went back to using a smaller used letterboard. So, and here's the modern used letterboard with, I think that's Times New Roman font with the letters, compared to this, which is more accurate to what they used on the actual puzzle board up until, what, 96, 97, when they got the touchscreen monitored puzzle board. Oh, whatever. So, I showed you that. And then lastly, the puzzle board, or the puzzles. The first edition puzzles were more tag boardish, a little thicker, which they would use later on in the deluxe editions. After the first edition, they went back to using paper versions, and it came in a little bag to hold them in. Same goes for on the deluxe editions from 1986. And then the modern puzzle boards are just paper. So this is an overview of the 2002 Wheel of Fortune board game by Pressman Toys. So there's the box again. Quick view of the back of it. Sorry guys, there you go. A little glare on it. So I hope you enjoyed watching this. I should have more board game reviews coming soon to my channel, so stay tuned. This is Neil Rocks 87 speaking. I'll see you next time.